Yeah, he said this he's doing an exam and he informed me about it. He would be only able to join after his exam is over. It is an important exam for him.
Oh, okay. Actually, I know, like, whenever I send this message in the group, I'll be absent. I felt like, no, this class is only 2 days a week. I should not, but
I understand. Sometimes help it.
exactly.
Isn't it? Sometimes you just can't help it. Well,
So I guess we were reading the text.
yes, we were trying to understand what these adjectives refer to. Tyrannical. The father was a tyrannical father, a tyrannical person, right? He had a tyrannical attitude. He kept them locked inside the house, right? The word tyrannical here, see, tyrannical father. Tyranny is a noun, okay? The attitude, tyranny, okay? Tyrannical father. Now imagine a father who says, I said it, no argument, no discussion, okay? I won't change my mind. That father is tyrannical. A teacher who says, my way or highway, either you all agree with whatever I say every time, or I will, so he's a tyrannical person. So somebody who is tyrannical always tries to has his way, right? He forces people to agree with him or her, okay? A tyrannical person. So here the father was tyrannical. Now, reclusive. The family was reclusive. Here the word is reclusive. Yeah. The family was reclusive. Now, what does it mean? They had very little to do with other people. So there is always this student in a class, in every class, at least one such student who would not have much to do with other students, would come, study, and leave. Right? Reclusive. So somebody who is reclusive does not mingle with other people. Right? Somebody who is
So
reclusive.
it's an adjective.
These are all adjectives now. They all describe, take a look. Overcrowded, messy flat, eccentric and tyrannical father. The family was reclusive. Now, see, you can observe one thing here. It's easy to understand here because you see overcrowded, messy flat. So, flat is being described, messy flat, flat, eccentric and tyrannical father. So, father is being described with these two words, tyrannical and eccentric. An astonishing reason, a reason which will surprise you, which will astonish you. So it is also an adjective. A thrilling movie, a movie which will make you thrilled, is a thrilling movie. Dark glasses, which you cannot see through. So these are all adjectives, easy to notice. But here, the family was reclusive. Here, reclusive has been used to describe the family, but after beaver, the family was reclusive. So adjectives can be used in two ways. One, they can be used before the noun. For example, an overcrowded flat, a messy flat, an eccentric father, a tyrannical father, an astonishing reason. So when you see the adjective before the noun, we call it attributive use of the adjective. Okay. It means they can come before the nouns to describe them, right? And this use is called attributive. A thrilling movie. Movie is being described with the word thrilling. Thrilling word describes the movie, right? Done? Just a second. Let me see if I can change my mic or not. No. Just a second. Give me another second.
No, so you're not audible.
Yes, yes, sir. You're not audible.
Let's go back to the substandard quality. Mike, okay, manage with it. As I was saying, it's very easy, adjectives come before nouns: tyrannical father, astonishing reason, dark glasses. So adjectives can be used this way before the nouns. We call it attributive use of adjectives. Got it? What kind of attributive? They come before the nouns. This use is called attributive use. And then sometimes you use the adjective, but not before the noun. Reclusive family is not written here. Notice the family was reclusive. When you see the adjective, not before the noun, actually, you will see the noun and a be verb or any link verb and then the adjective. Then this is called predicative use of the adjective. What is it called?
Predicative use of
Predicative. Okay, because it is part of the predicate. It is part of the predicate. That's why it is called predicative. Now, there are two ways adjectives can be used. Adjectives describe nouns. Everybody knows that. Now, they can describe a noun by coming before the noun or coming in the predicate. For example, my beautiful sister. Okay. Now, this use of beautiful is attributive or predicative. You tell me. My beautiful sister asked me a question.
attributive use of
Here,
adjective.
beautiful has been used attributively, right? It has been used attributively. This attributive use of beautiful. And now, my sister is very beautiful. In this sentence, beautiful has been used to describe the same noun, my sister. Okay. But this time, is it attributive?
No,
My sister,
predicative.
very beautiful. This time it is not attributive, it is predicative, right? So clearly, adjectives can be used both ways, attributively or predicatively. Now, most adjectives can be used both ways. Most adjectives can be used both ways, but some adjectives can only be used attributively, and some adjectives can only be used predicatively. Take an example. Afraid is an adjective, afraid. Okay? Rahul, he's so afraid. He is so afraid. Now tell me, is it the predicative use or attributive use, afraid?
Predicative use.
You cannot use the word afraid before a noun in an attributive way. You cannot say the afraid students, डरे हुए students. You cannot say डरे हुए students कुछ बोल नहीं रहे हैं. Okay? So some people will say the afraid students are not saying anything. Wrong English, because afraid cannot be used attributively. Now here you have to use the students are afraid and they are not saying anything. तो समझ में आ रहा है बच्चों? The students are afraid and they're not saying anything. The students are afraid and they are not saying anything. Students डरे हुए हैं वो कुछ नहीं कह रहे, लेकिन आप नहीं कह सकते afraid students, because afraid cannot be used attributively. So when you read, when you listen, when you give yourself this exposure to English, then I gave you the concept. Now from here on, you will start noticing adjectives. Okay, okay, it is used this way. Okay, and then you will realize that some adjectives are never used predicatively. Never, you will never. Have you ever seen the word afraid before a noun? Have you ever heard an afraid teacher or an afraid child? Have you ever heard that?
No.
No, you have always heard the word afraid in the part of the predicate. Okay, the child was so afraid he said nothing. He was trembling. He was so afraid he was trembling with fear. Okay, I'm not afraid of dogs. I'm not afraid of dogs, but I'm very afraid of bulls. I'm not afraid of dogs, but I'm very afraid of bulls. See, I am afraid. I am afraid. क्या कहते हो? कैसा यूज है ये, प्रेडिकेटिव और एट्रीब्यूटिव?
Predicative use.
Got it? Everybody understands these two uses? And from here on, just pay attention. If you want to write natural English, speak natural English, these are the most essential ideas that you must be taught. Okay. But again, at the right time. And I think intermediate level is the right time to talk about attributive and predicative use in detail. I sometimes, depending on the kind of class I have, I sometimes introduce these ideas at a lower level as well, like elementary or pre-intermediate level, when the students seem interested and passionate. Okay. Let's continue. An overcrowded, messy flat by an eccentric and tyrannical father. So most adjectives continue both ways, guys. You don't need to worry. Okay. And if you keep observing, then you'll realize that some nouns are only used attributively. They're never used as the part of the predicate. And some are never used attributively. You will just notice it. Moving on. Reclusive means someone who doesn't have much to do with other people, so doesn't interact much, doesn't have much connection, reclusive. Okay. The family was so reclusive that many neighbors didn't even know they were there. Once we didn't leave the apartment for a whole year, says Govinda. However, the children were not completely cut off from the outside world. Now, see, nice expression. The children were not completely cut off from the outside world. If you have been cut off from English all your life, okay, and then you decide to learn English, of course, it is going to take a lot longer than those people who were in touch with English, even though they were not really very sincere about learning it. And that's why the children who come from villages, they, especially those children from villages who were totally cut off, completely cut off. They had no connection with English. Nice expression, isn't it? To be cut off. Now, is it an adjective or not? Please tell me. The children were not completely cut off from the outside world. What is the part of the speech of cut off here?
Adjective.
It is an adjective, guys. The children were not completely cut off. The children were not completely stupid. The children were not completely prepared. Okay? Remove the word completely and use another adverb. The children were not fully prepared. Okay? So these are all adjectives. Okay? They are describing children. Again, predicative use or attributive use.
Predicative use. Okay.
This use is a bit difficult for us, some students, because there is a gap between the adjective and the noun. So the students find it difficult to relate the noun and the adjective. When the adjectives are used attributively just before the noun, it's easy. It's easy to connect them because they're sitting next to each other. The adjective and the nouns are sitting next to each other. So what kind of hard work is it to notice, oh, they are together. Oh, this adjective is describing this noun. So, oh, this word is describing this word. So it is an adjective. Easy. But predicative use is a bit difficult. Another reason why it is difficult is some people think it is a verb. Because of the structure, passive voice, the children were not completely cut off, but it is an adjective. Okay? The windows were closed. The windows were closed.
Closed.
Here, closed is an adjective. मतलब खिड़कियां बंद थी. The doors were locked. दरवाजे लगे हुए थे. उस पे ताला लगा था. Doors were locked. So these are all adjectives, predicative use, ed adjectives. Okay. Again, I told you most adjectives, 99% adjectives, okay, of all the adjectives can be used both ways. It is only 1% that can be either used this way or that way, not both ways. And you will just learn them by with exposure. You keep listening, reading, and you will realize, this word is used this way only.
So we cannot use cut off in attributive adjective. Like attributive use of adjective, we cannot.
Children, yeah, absolutely. Isn't it? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Children, right? However, closed doors, locked doors, they make sense totally. Okay, so 99% adjectives can be used both ways. However, the children completely cut off from the outside world. They were not completely cut off from the world. Their father had a collection of 5,000 DVDs. Their father had a collection of 5,000 DVDs and videos, and the children watched these films time and time again. Nice expression. Time and time again means multiple times. Time and time again, you violate the rules and expect me not to punish you. Okay, so they watch these films time and time again. Now, isn't it a nice expression which you didn't use earlier? Now you can if you want. At least it can be part of your passive vocabulary, if not active. Over and over again, time and time again, we use them both, right? They watch these films over and over again, time and time again. Now, their story, which is stranger than any film, is told in a documentary film called The Wolf Pack. I have always taught you guys that any is followed by a plural noun. And here any is used with a singular noun. It is time to notice it. Why? I don't have any red pens. I don't have any friends. I don't have any new shirts to wear to the party. So any is usually used followed by a plural noun. But here we have a singular noun. This is what we want. When we reach higher level, and if we remember what we have studied at the earlier level, then it is perfect time to learn something new without being confused. But if you do not remember what you have been taught earlier, if you are in two minds, you are doubtful, you are confused, and then I add one more piece of information, add a new piece of information, it's going to compound your confusion. It's going to make your confusion bigger because you're already confused and there is something more to remember. So, of course, it is going to add to your confusion. Let's see, guys. Any is followed by a plural noun because some is also followed by a plural noun. Do you know that, right? I have some friends, I have some pens, right? But if you are using an uncountable noun, there is no question of plural. So I have some money, I have some milk in the bottle, if you want, okay? There is some water in the bottle if you need. So uncountable nouns, of course, they don't have a plural form. When we say plural, we are talking about countable nouns. Only countable nouns have a plural form. So the point is, any will be used with a plural noun just because some is also used with a plural noun and some and any are related. Some is used in positive, any is used in negative and questions. So of course there will be both followed by a plural noun. But any has a new meaning, which you guys know. Any means doesn't matter which. Any means one meaning of any is not even one. Okay, one meaning of any is not even one. I don't have any friends. What does it mean?
I have zero friends.
I don't have
friends.
friends. That is what it means. I don't have friends, right? So I don't have any red pens. It means I don't have even one red pen. I don't have any red pens.
Yeah, even a single red pen.
So when you use the word any plus plural noun, you mean to say not even one. And this is why you should not say, I don't have any girlfriends, because it makes you sound creepy. Because, you want to have multiple girlfriends, you mean? You are saying you don't have even one girlfriend? You mean to say you're open to having 2 or 3 girlfriends? That's not nice. That's not very morally correct, So I don't have a girlfriend sounds better, I don't have any girlfriends. If you say plural, I don't have any girlfriends. Okay, it is correct, but it will make you sound creepy. You are saying you're open to having more than one. Okay, my house doesn't have any fans. Okay, it means not even one fan. There aren't any TVs in my house, not even one TV, which is okay nowadays. There was a time every families had one TV in the house, only one TV. But now, as you know, many people have multiple TVs, two, three TVs in their house. So somebody can say, I don't have any TVs. But do you think people will say, I don't have any wives? No. Now, so any means not even one, but any has another meaning. And this other meaning of any is, what is this other meaning of any? It means it doesn't matter which. For example, give me a towel. You're in the bathroom. You're shouting, give me a towel. And the other person says, there are three towels here. Blue one, a red one, a black one. No, give me any.
Give me any, yeah.
What does it mean? It doesn't matter.
Anyone.
It doesn't matter
Yeah,
which. Give me any
it
towel.
doesn't matter.
Give me any towel.
Any towel, yeah, give me any towel.
It doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't matter. Yeah, either it's red or blue, gray.
Hmm.
Just give me a towel.
So people remember this. Okay, when you mean any means, when any means it doesn't matter which, then it will be followed by a singular noun. Now their story, which is stranger than any film, okay, doesn't matter which, it is stranger than any film. कोई भी film level, doesn't matter which, it is stranger than that. The story of this film, their story, the story of their lives, is a stranger than any film. Doesn't matter which. Is told in a documentary film called The Wolfpack.
The wolf pack.
Passive voice. This is passive voice. Their story is told in a documentary film called The Wolfpack. Right?
Yeah.
So a documentary film tells their story. Okay, a documentary film tells their story. Their story is told in a documentary film called The Wolfpack.
The wolf pack.
The Wolfpack is a documentary film which tells the story of these boys.
The boys.
In act. That's right. The Wolfpack is a documentary which tells the story of these boys. Their story is told in a documentary film called The Wolfpack. Got it? You understand? Their story is told in a documentary film called The Wolfpack. The Wolfpack in London. Eddie, Mukunda, Govinda, and Narayana. Now, read the rest of the article and are these the statements about the family's story true or false? Correct the false ones. The parents, Oscar and Suzanne, are American. Okay. If you
No,
have,
they aren't.
No, they aren't.
then we are going to read the story first. If you have read the story, you can answer. So, what do you guys have to say?
So let's read the story together.
But why? You haven't read?
No, sir, I haven't read.
Okay, it's been more than a month, guys, since we assigned this as homework.
More than a month.
At least 2 weeks.
How will we, sir? I
Sorry,
have things to do. Lots of things to do, sir.
3 weeks, maybe. Okay. Oh, 4 classes means not 1 month. 8 classes means 1 month. Sorry. I thought we have 1 class a week. So I thought more than a month. Now, it's been more than 4 classes. I assigned this homework 4 classes because last 2 classes were cancelled. And then 1 class we didn't study this. Okay. And this was assigned. So, yes, it was assigned 15 days ago.
Mm.
more than 15 days ago. And again, the point is, if you haven't read, then it will not have the same impact on you. That's also true. The benefits you want from this class, from this course, will not be there, if you're not doing the activities, not doing the practice. So what about you, Pankri? Are you going to respond? Have you read, or you want me to read the text as well?
So I have read the text, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I didn't read and I didn't read with full focus, actually.
Now, then you have to read with full focus, and then you should have picked and crossed.
Like
and
I can tell you what is true, what is false, but if you'll ask for the reason, maybe I didn't remember that.
correct the false ones as well. So, guys, next time you have to do your homework to the best of your abilities, okay? So that I can understand where your problems lie. Right now, you haven't done this exercise, so I don't know where I have to stress, which part I need to explain more. Let's read. The family's extraordinary story began in the late 80s. Everybody is familiar with the word extraordinary, not ordinary. The family's extraordinary story began in the late 80s when Suzanne Reisenbichler, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, a young American hippie is a person who doesn't stay at one place. Hippies keep traveling, okay? They keep moving from one place to another. They do not like this settled lifestyle, the idea of a settled life, having children, growing up, children in one place. Yeah, they can have children, but hippie lifestyle is moving from one place to another because they think they have a very different kind of opinion of life. And I think I agree with them a lot. I myself didn't live a hippie life. Perhaps I was not, bold enough, but I really appreciate the life. I think they really live life to its full. A young American hippie met Oscar Angulo. By the way, this guy, great actor from Titanic, what was his name?
So Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Are also hippies, they were different. He said in an interview that they never stopped him from doing anything. They said, whatever you will do, you will learn something from it.
True.
We parents get so panicky, worrying that our children might damage themselves for good. And we are always there trying to play that parachute or the, cushion. By the way, he turned out pretty well. He's a world famous actor and he's very well behaved. He's got a lot of respect. He's not famous for
He has also got a lot of girlfriends.
that's okay. That's okay.
I said the recent was very younger. I think 20 years old.
Who?
His girlfriend, sir, just 20 years old.
Okay. So now you've got more respect.
Shahid will respect him so very. But,
Maybe it's his role model, that's why.
Now, it's not easy for everybody to manage to impress a girl who is 20 years younger than you. If somebody can do it, you have to admire that person, because ask any other 40-year-old man to try and impress a 20-year-old girl or 50-year-old man to impress a 30-year-old girl. It's not going to be easy.
yes, sir, but problem is we don't grow up like that, sir.
Yeah,
How could we
culture shapes our.
appreciate, yeah, we take as the same.
So I don't want to say, but maybe they're also rich and it's their unfair advantage. You can say that. Like Elon Musk, even he has a lot of girlfriends. Even he has 2 marriages and divorce and all that thing. So yeah.
That's right. Okay. So we are discussing if a guy can marry or impress a girl who's 20 years younger, should be admired, or it is just because they have some undue advantage, they are rich or something, that's why they do it. Well, only if the girl is going for the money, but what if like Milind Somani is young, okay, so he's old, but isn't that rich? And his wife is also much, much younger. So I think the rest of the world is just jealous of them. That's how to say bad things about them. But the bigger problem is, Aditi, I want you to hear that. The bigger problem, I think, is that, you know, your maturity level is different. A 40-year-old man and a 20-year-old girl, where do you find the common ground? For her, life has a different meaning. For you, life should have different meaning. And if you haven't grown up, you can connect to a 20-year-old girl. It could be your loss that you are 40, but you have not grown up enough. Or maybe that girl is too mature that you can find some common ground. That's okay. But in many cases, these people are actually not that mature. That's what I wanted you to hear. Because when you reach a certain maturity level, uh-huh, it's just a totally different thing here. We have this emotional connection now. Okay, and 10 years is not the same as 20 years. And
10 years more.
And I would say that I was absolutely not as mature as my age should have. I got married at 28, but I was not that mature at 28. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm a late bloomer anyway, so I realized a lot of things very late in my life. So fine. You can come in a few minutes, okay?
Yes, sir. Actually, we see these things in celebrity and or in rich people. Like if it's happening in real life, like on ground level, we don't have any idea. So never know.
Most of us middle class people, we are chained by social values and norms, and very few of us have the courage to challenge these values, these norms, social norms. And and that's why there's so many things that happen behind the curtains. People don't accept them openly, but they do those things. They live the same kind of life. Most people are very much the same. They just don't admit to it publicly, openly, because they will be put to judgment. Okay, that's why. But otherwise, again, like I said, there are some certain aspects, like I said about this mental, intellectual maturity, mental maturity. Sometimes it makes it very hard for you to relate to somebody. Okay, and a partner is somebody you want to relate to. You don't want just as a time pass thing that you visit only when you are sorry, certain kind of need. You want to be able to connect to her. So if you're not mentally connecting, because of the age gap, how is that relationship going to succeed? In our country, there was this guy, Dilip Kumar, everybody knows, and his wife, Sarah Banu. There was a 30-year age gap, I think, between them, or even bigger. Okay, and they managed to be a very happily married couple. I think Saira Banu had that kind of maturity. I don't know. Or maybe they had decided a certain kind of role in the relationship. But where you want parity, where you expect equality in terms of mental levels and responsibilities and decision making, if you want that parity, then you have to be at equal mental level as well, which is a big challenge when you marry somebody. Either way, whether the girl is older or the boy is older, if the age gap is so big, 20 years, it is always a challenge.
But that's the different thing. If the boy is, mature as its age, like he or she is smaller, but she's more mature. That's the different thing.
10 years, 10, 15 years younger than me, 17 years younger than me, and they still kept me, interested in the conversation with them rather than anything else, because of their point of view and maturity level and all. But it's not very common, I think. Okay, moving on. Young American hippie met Oscar Angulo, a Peruvian tour guide and musician. So Oscar Angulo, the father, is a Peruvian tour guide, musician. And he met Suzanne, an American hippie, a young American hippie, on a trail to the majestic Machu Picchu ruins. They fell in love and moved to the US, finally to New York, where they started a family. They moved to the US. Okay, finally to New York, where they started a family. So what happened? These guys, who are the people here? Suzanne and Angelo, Oscar Angelo, they met on when they were both going
When they
to
were on a tour.
yeah, to the majestic Machu Picchu ruins. Okay, they're both going to visit this Machu Picchu ruins, and they met there, and they fell in love and moved to the US. Trail. If the police are on the trail, okay, of the criminal, they are after the criminal. Okay, so let's go to the dictionary and learn a little more about the word trail.
Trail, yeah. The trail to the majestic.
The literal meaning and then the figurative uses. A trail is a path through a countryside, mountain, or forest area, often made or used for a particular purpose. Okay, a forest trail, mountain trail. A trail is a path. A trail is a path. Okay, a walking trail, a skiing trail. Okay, now this is the literal meaning. Trail is a path. Now,
Trail is a
if
path.
the police are on the trail of some criminal, okay. Now, notice this here. The smell or series of marks left by a person, animal, or thing as it follows along, moves along. Okay, the dogs are trained to follow the trail left by the fox. The dogs are trained to follow the trail left by the fox. So the smell or series of marks left by a person, animal, or thing as it moves along. Leave a trail. He left a trail of muddy footprints behind him. So a smart criminal leaves no trail. Okay, he leaves no marks, nothing, no hints. The police find it difficult to catch him. So leave a trail. He left a trail of muddy footprints behind him. So if you followed these muddy footprints, you would be able to catch him. He left a trail of muddy footprints. Follow a trail, leave a trail. Now, various pieces of information that together show where someone you're searching for has gone. See, this is the most common use. The police admit that the robbers have left no trail for them to follow up. Be on the trail of someone. This is what I said. The police are on the trail of the criminals. Right? Be searching for someone something. By examining information you find about where they went. The three men went to the Bahamas on the trail of a sunken treasure. 17th century gallon full of treasure. Okay. So three men went to the Bahamas, and why did they? On the trail of. So on the trail of means they reached there finding information. This is what these what do we call them? Those who solve a case.
Yeah, detectives in the
Yeah. Detective.
They follow trail. They are on the trail of somebody. Okay. The criminal.
Yeah. That could be give a lead to solve his case.
They are on the trail of somebody. Okay. The police are on the trail. The police are on the trail. मतलब लगी हुई है police. The police are on the
Yeah.
trail. In हिंदी की वजह से पुलिस लगी हुई है. The police are on the trail of the criminals. It means the robbers. It means वो लगी हुई है. मतलब लगी हुई मतलब क्या होता है? कि हाँ ये चीज यहाँ से मिला तो they're on the
The
trail.
police are finding the proof or the evidence.
वो जो भी whatever evidence, whatever hints, clues they have, now they are putting the pieces together and they're trying to find out where they might be the robbers. Okay, हिंदी में इसका क्या मतलब है? पुलिस लगी हुई है, रॉबर्स के पीछे लगी हुई है, तो एक तो पीछे लगी हुई मतलब लिटरली पीछे लगी कार में, ओके, एक पीछे लगी मतलब वो पता करे कहाँ गए होंगे. So how will you do that? By putting the information together, this is exactly what is written. Various pieces of information that together show where someone you're searching for has gone. Okay. So यहाँ हालांकि meaning क्या है बच्चों? What is the meaning here in this sentence? On a trail to the majestic Machu Picchu ruins. जो रास्ता कहाँ ले जाता था?
Yeah,
Machu
Machu
Picchu
Picchu
ruins.
ruins. Yeah.
So on the trail, so there, particular Sankara se rasta, okay, country road.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu is a that kind of site, okay. So of course, city is far, far away. So now from there you are on your own walking to the site, okay, or with some tour guides or something. So they both met on a trail to the majestic Machu Picchu ruins. Majestic, by the way, majestic. Majestic says this times what?
Logistics.
Very impressive, majestic. Now, basically, it has to do with Raga Maharaja, majestic. Okay,
Like my
right.
majesty or your majesty.
So from there we get majesty is the noun, and the adjective is majestic.
Majestic. Majestic one should be insurance.
Literal, देखो हमेशा जानना literal meaning and practical use, the way people use it. Okay, majestic. Okay, now beautiful, powerful, causing great admiration.
And respect.
Majestic, what do we call it? The lion, the majestic manes of the lion. Which शेर के नहीं होते बाल ऐसे से ढेर सारे majestic manes of the lion. Let me show you. क्यों बोलते हैं majestic? Because of course they are wonderful to see.
Oh yeah.
See this. Okay, so majestic, something that looks amazing, majestic, right? Beautiful, powerful, causing great admiration and respect. And by the way, the adjective comes from the word majesty. If something has majesty, it causes admiration and respect for its beauty. लेकिन हम लोग इसको कहाँ यूज करते हैं? देखो ये, the title used to speak to or about king or queen.
King or queen, yeah.
The
Majesty, majesty, yeah, majesty.
related to that kind of thing, okay? The music has majesty, power, and passion.
Majesty,
That
power.
captures the sunset in all its majesty.
So why
Okay.
do we use his majesty or her majesty? For king it's his and for queen it's her,
Mhm.
like for gender. Okay. So like not why not her, like on the place of her majesty, she majesty or something.
Which
like that.
majesty?
I was invited to tea with Her Majesty the Queen. Well, I never thought about it. I took it as something that people do. Okay. Yes, that can be a question, but again, maybe
So I think it's mean in her respect, he was invited to a tea.
of course,
Yeah.
again, she Majesty. Okay. This is the term we use to refer to them now. Never thought about it. Why don't we say she majesty? By the way, this explanation from Uttaram sounds pretty good because we are saying Her Majesty, the Queen, Her Majesty the Queen. Okay, so here majesty is a quality. Majesty is a quality of being
On that position, on with that
Yeah.
power.
awesome. No, majesty is the quality of being awesome. So
Awesome, yeah.
you feel like, wow, it has that kind of impact on you. So Her Majesty, so it is a quality, and then we are talking about a woman, so Her Majesty, okay, but it cannot be she Majesty because that won't connect. because you need a pronoun here, sorry, possessive adjective, a possessive
Yeah.
adjective before a noun. So that is how it makes sense to me. That is how it makes
Okay.
sense. She majesty won't make a connection. She's a pronoun, another is a noun, majesty. Her is not a pronoun here. Her in here is possessive adjective.
Possessive. Yeah.
And
Possessive adjective.
majesties. Look, what happens sometimes, a question comes up, like a question that has never been asked. Okay, I was never asked, I never thought about it. Okay, took me a while, but now I'm sure what the answer is. These words are not pronouns, okay? These are possessive adjectives. Because the
Possessive
is a
adjective.
noun, majesty is a noun, okay? So clearly, it won't make sense to say she majesty. Got it? Because I know her is a pronoun as well, but her is a possessive adjective. The next word is his, not in majesty, they say his majesty. His is
His
a
Yeah. His
possessive.
Majesty, Her Majesty. They are
So they're
telling.
each other, Suzanne and Oscar Angelo, on a trail to the majestic
On,
Machu
yeah.
Picchu.
A majestic Machu Picchu.
So when people look at this Machu Picchu, they are all struck. Wow, beautiful, amazing. So that's why it is called majestic.
So we can say majestic, Nalanda Khandalins.
By the
Yeah.
way, one thing complete. When we pronounce the adjective, it's majestic. Majestic.
Majestic.
Majestic.
The stress is on the second syllable, majestic.
Majestic.
Majestic. Oh,
Majestic.
majestic.
And when it is a noun, majesty.
Majesty.
Majestic.
Majesty.
Majestic.
Mhm.
If anything gives you that thrill, that excitement when you look at it, it's beautiful, it's powerful, it makes you go, wow, it's not normal. Then you can call it
Majestic.
majestic. Now,
Majestic.
Virat Kohli can be described as a majestic shot as well. Okay, wow, that was majestic, like this.
Majestic.
Understand? Anything which you like. It is like wonderful, excellent, good quality. So again, majestic. These are positive adjectives to describe something you like. They fell in love and moved to the US, finally to New York, where they started a family. Oscar, terrified that his children would fall into a life of drugs and crime. Yeah, he was terrified. Oscar, terrified that his children would fall into a life of drugs. Now, notice this use Oscar, comma, terrified. Now, how can you explain this kind of thing to an elementary level student? This is difficult, you see. Oscar, terrified that some words are hidden. And I think you guys can easily tell me what is hidden.
He.
Abhishek, can you tell me what is hidden between Oscar and terrified here? So that an elementary level student can also understand this sentence. Are you there, Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me what is hidden here between Oscar and terrified so that an elementary level student can also understand what is written? Normally, what happens if an elementary level student will read this, he will think terrified is the verb, Oscar is the subject. Oscar terrified. For example, he terrified me with his face. Okay, his face terrified me. His face terrified me. Understand? His tone terrified me. मतलब उसके टोन ने मुझे डरा दिया पूरी तरह से अंदर से डरा दिया. His tone terrified me. लेकिन यहाँ कुछ मामला अलग है. This terrified is an adjective, not a verb. Rafi, would you like to give it a try, Rafi? Okay, go ahead, Makaram.
So, he was terrified.
Yes, Oscar, who was terrified because there is a comma, so you need to use who, not he. Okay,
Oh, yes,
Oscar
sir. Who was terrified?
was terrified that his children would fall into a life of drugs and crime. If you say it this way, an elementary level student can also understand, right? Oscar, who was terrified that his children would fall into a life of drugs and crime, but at higher level, you drop that who was and you say Oscar, terrified that his children would fall into a life of drugs. Now you can use any adjective there instead of terrified, okay, to suggest that that person felt that way.
Oscar, who was scared that his children would fall into life of drugs.
Another example so that your mind will open up more. I, comma, excited that I will get to eat delicious dishes, not ready to go to the party.
Sorry, sir, come again.
I said, I, comma, excited that I would get to eat delicious dishes, got ready to go to the party. I, excited that I would get to eat delicious dishes at the party, got ready. हालांकि मैंने ऐसे बोला नहीं था पिछली बार, दूसरी बार मैंने रिपीट चेंज कर दिया है. Let me go back to what I said earlier. I, excited that I would get to eat delicious dishes, comma, got ready to go to the party.
I was excited to eat delicious dishes. So your voice.
मुझे किस बात की एक्साइटमेंट हो रही थी कि बढ़िया बढ़िया खाना मिलेगा, चलो तैयार होते हैं पार्टी के लिए. ठीक है. I excited that I would get to eat delicious dishes, got ready to go to the party. तो सुनना है? आगे
So
सुनो.
your voice is breaking up.
No, because of the bad network and because of the poor, mic quality as well. So, but I just wanted to finish it because, I really want you guys to do this exercise on your own. I have to see what you guys write. Please, guys, I'm giving.
We will.
Read the text, read the sentences, not only tick and cross. Write what you think, because it says correct the first ones. I want the written answers from you. Okay? Please do it. चलो आज शुरू तो किया है. Again, Mukarram, Pankuri, I knew from the very beginning that there are going to be 4 students in this class. There would be 4 students in this class.
Oh,
I knew there would be only 4. It would be you, Mukarram, Pankuri, Rizvi, and Sahil. Only 4. I knew students who were going to study in this class. And I started this class keeping these 4 people in my mind. The rest of them are okay, added later, but I didn't have them on my mind. Ah, yes, and I can't forget Rosanna. Okay, Rosanna too. She was going to be part of this class. But unfortunately, because of timing, it is going to be difficult for her. But anyways, मैं फिर से कहता हूँ, प्लीज इसको जैसे चलना चाहिए वैसे चलाते हैं. 4 ही लोग रहेंगे, मुझे पता है. आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग अ बिग क्लास एंड आई एम डूइंग इट 2 days a week. इट डजंट बॉदर मी एट ऑल. मैं जरा भी बॉदर फील नहीं करता हूँ कि मुझे पढ़ाना है. ठीक है. पर हाँ, मुझे चाहिए स्टूडेंट्स वो चारों जो इस क्लास के लिए थे और वो तैयार पढ़ाई करने के लिए उसी एटीट्यूड के साथ जो पहले डिसाइड हुआ है. बिकॉज 2 days में मैं नहीं करूंगा, और ऐसे भी ये काम मैं आपको करने के लिए कहता ही, बिकॉज आई हैव टू सी how well you do it so that I can make some corrections to your English. वो ज्यादा फायदा होगा ना, उसके बाद हम लोग पढ़ेंगे ही टेक्स्ट को. तो चलिए इसको फिर से बोलेंगे, कोशिश करते हैं नेक्स्ट टाइम के लिए. क्या माइक ठीक करें, बिकॉज दिस क्वालिटी इज नॉट वेरी गुड आइदर. आप एक ही बात को स्ट्रगल करें सुनने में. तो वी विल डू इट ऑन संडे 3 o'clock. ऑफ कोर्स मैं रहूंगा. और या तैयार हो क्या हो ना संडे को. प्लीज पूरे एक्सरसाइज को करके रीड द टेक्स्ट, रिस्पॉन्ड टू द सेंटेंसेस इन द राइटिंग. मुझे भेज दो लिखा हुआ कि मैंने ये लिखा है, देखो आप. ऑलराइट, एंड देन आई विल रिस्पॉन्ड टू दोस सेंटेंसेस हियर इन द क्लास. ठीक है.
Sure, sir.
हाँ अभिषेक, हाँ मैंने अभिषेक का नाम नहीं लिया क्योंकि मुझे पता है, मैंने आप लोगों को बताया है कि अभिषेक इस क्लास से उतना बेनिफिट नहीं कर पाएंगे इस वजह से. ना कि मुझे पता था कि वो नहीं होना चाहेंगे, ऐसा नहीं. Just wanted to.
I know, sir. I'm not taking it seriously like that you are not considering me.
बिकॉज अभिषेक मैंने बताया आपको बहुत फायदा हो रहा होगा उस क्लास में सुनने से, चीजों को कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो रहा है क्योंकि आपके पास तो स्पीड तो नहीं, आप बोलते तो लगातार हो. इट्स जस्ट दैट दोस थिंग्स डू नॉट कम आउट राइट. अभिषेक है ना, वो करेक्ट
Yes,
करने की क्लास एलिमेंट्री क्लास है बेस्ट. और अगर whenever you can Abhishek, then join the pre-intermediate as well, 7
sir.
o'clock.
7. Okay, so I will try. I don't have time. Somehow I get the time, so I joined it. You
Yeah,
start at
fine then.
okay.
wrap up, guys, for today. We will meet on Sunday, 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Bye bye. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Bye,
thank
sir.
you, sir.
Take care.
Good night.